Hello everyone, my name is Yulia Vichart and I am a family lawyer. I work at the law company of the lawyer Alexey Nikolaevich Skryabin. Our law company specializes in providing legal services in the field of marriage dissolution and recovery of alimony. Our lawyers provide support in court proceedings throughout Ukraine. In this video, I will tell you how is it possible to file for divorce with your wife in another city. How to divorce in another city, not at the place of the registration. How to file for divorce in another city with children. Are there any problems during the divorce process through the court in another city? Is it possible to file for divorce statement in another city if the husband is against it, and how to divorce if the marriage is registered in another city through the registry office. Watch this video till the end in order to learn a lot of interesting information about divorce in another city. Subscribe to my channel to receive up-to-date information in the field of family law. Contacts for calling me and asking about paid consultations are under this video. Is it possible to file for divorce with a wife in another city in Ukraine? Divorce through the court in another city is possible, according to the Code of Civil Procedure. As a general rule, it is possible to file a claim against an individual in court at the registered place of his residence or actual place of residence, unless otherwise provided by law. As you can see, the determination of the territorial jurisdiction in the court of the relevant case with the participation of an individual depends on two legal categories: place of registration of an individual and place of residence. Thus, the Civil Code of Ukraine states that the place of registration of an individual is the housing in which he lives permanently or temporarily. Accordingly, if the defendant of the divorce case lives or is registered in another city, it is necessary to file a claim just in the court in that city. How to get a divorce in another city and not at the place of registration in Ukraine? The participants of judicial process on the divorce case need to submit information to the court about the change of their place of residence, stay, no location, or location during the proceedings on the divorce case, which is very important for the further progress of the civil process. At the same time, according to the Code of Civil Procedure of Ukraine, if the participants of the case don't provide information about their address, the court sends a summons. First variant at the address of their place of registration in another city, and the second one at the place of the stay in another city registered in accordance with the procedure established by law. How to file for divorce in another city with children in Ukraine. Also, divorce claims can be filed in the court at the registered place of residence or place of stay of the plaintiff if he has dependent on him young or minor children, or if he cannot, for health reasons or for the other valid reasons, to go to the place of residence of the defendant in another city. By agreement of the spouses, the divorce case can be considered in the court at the registered place of residence or staying of one of them in another city. Will there be any problems with divorce in the court in another city? In the case of when the territorial jurisdiction for the consideration of the divorce case in court is determined correctly, no problems should arise. Alternative jurisdiction for cases of claims for divorce in the court, as a rule we are talking about cases where the parties have already lived separately, and in order to go to court according to the general rules of jurisdiction, the plaintiff would have to leave his place of residence under the following conditions: if the plaintiff has dependent on him, young children, if there are minor children dependent on the plaintiff, if the plaintiff cannot for health reasons to go to the place of registration of the defendant, In the case when the territorial jurisdiction for the consideration of the divorce case in the court is determined correctly, no problems should arise. It should be noted that for the non-use of territorial jurisdiction, considering a divorce case in the court, it is necessary to have a preliminary agreement between the spouses. And although the legislator doesn't regulate the requirements that such an agreement between the spouses should comply with, obviously, it should be confirmed in writing, either in the form of a separate document attached to the claim or textually placed in the statement of claim, so that at the time of the decision about the opening of proceedings on the case of divorce in court in another city, the content of this agreement was available for outside examination in the absence of the parties. You should also pay attention to the fact that in most cases of alternative jurisdiction in court, the choice of the place of consideration of the case is influenced by the desire of one of the parties, the plaintiff, in the same case, which makes it possible to bring the contractual and not the alternative nature of the jurisdiction. The choice of the court will be dependent on the common will of both parties. How to get a divorce in Ukraine if the marriage is registered in another city in the registry office. Based on the norms of the Code of Civil Procedure of Ukraine, the divorce through the court is carried out at the place of registration, residence of the defendant, in some cases established by the law, or at the place of registration, residence of the plaintiff. The provisions of the rules for state registration of acts of civil status approved by the order of the Minister of Justice of Ukraine, it is established that spouses who have no children apply to the registry office at the place of registration of one of the spouses by agreement among themselves in order to apply for divorce. Thus, the place of state registration of marriage doesn't affect the location of the competent authority that will dissolve such a marriage. Accordingly, if the marriage is registered in another city, the divorce is formalized on a general basis. Consulting a professional divorce lawyer is a guarantee of your success. Contact the lawyers of our company in any way convenient for you. Call or write in messengers will help you to resolve your issues quickly and efficiently. If you have any need for advice or paid services of a lawyer, then contact the contacts listed under this video. If you have any questions, then write them into the comments to this video and I will definitely answer you. If this video was useful for you and you learned something new about the divorce in another city, then like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with friends, press the bell not to miss new videos. See you in new videos!